What projects
Yes.
are you working on right now?
So I'm going up there. I fired my first forester and logger.
All right, we got to talk about that.
So
That process.
yeah, it's not like, it wasn't any bad blood. It's just nothing was happening.
Oh, they just didn't start the project.
So I met with a forester last year. I had it walked. I walked it with him. I learned a ton. I urge anybody, if you can walk your woods with a forester, go do it. It's a great time for
Great learning experience.
nerds like me. Yeah, I love it. So then it was like, okay, yeah, we'll get the trees marked this fall, maybe next spring, and we'll get you cut soon. I'm like,
wait, this is the forester that was saying this?
the forester.
Okay,
and the forester looks out for you on your behalf and hires the loggers, manages the whole job, makes sure everything's copacetic when they leave, and everybody's happy.
And they get a
take
commission on it.
Correct. 14 or 15%. And just nothing was happening. And I know everybody's busy. I know COVID screwed a lot of stuff up. I know there's maybe not a lot of processors in that area up there.
Was this a state or private forester?
This was a consulting forester, so private.
Yep.
And I had a personal referral from a guy, so I knew this was a good company. But we sat on it for 2 falls and hunted, nothing getting done. And it's a big park lake setting in those woods right now. And to me,
that's not what you want.
It's screaming in my head every minute I'm sitting in there.
You're just looking at it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's gorgeous. And it's So I've been on them all spring this year. Yeah, we'll get it marked when somebody wants to come cut it. Like, when's that going to be? So you get where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Finally, another buddy of mine, Matt, he's like, you should call this guy. Check it out. You want to wait for 3 more years to get this cut or what? I'm like, no. So another guy, 3.5 hours away.
Wow.
Drives up, walks. He goes, yeah, we'll do it this year. You have good value in here. He goes, why didn't they cut it last year? I'm like, I don't know. He's like,
and meanwhile, timber prices are very dynamic.
They dropped.
That's what I was getting at. Yep.
Like, I asked him, I go,
what percentage?
What were they last year? He goes, 9 out of 10. I go, how about now? He's like, 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
He's like, you lost significant money by waiting.
Yep.
And nothing I could do about that, but looking back, it kind of irks me. But this guy's like, there's still good value in here. I'll have it cut by January 1st. Freaking sold, dude. So we signed him on. I called the other guy. He's like, that's okay. We got more work that we can handle. We're out.
Sure.
So it was all fine. But you got to find somebody who's willing to work for you and willing to get the job done. I love timber value, and maybe that first guy was waiting for a better commission for the market to go back up. This and that. I want deer habitat now.
That's not your goal at the end of the day. Your goal ultimately is to improve the parcel.
Correct.
To what you want. Yeah, to what you want.
And if you're going to cut for timber every 8 to 10 years, if I could cut now, I restarted that 8 to 10 year clock.
Sure.
Right? So in 2031, I'll cut again, versus if I wait 3 more years, it's just, I wanted it done. I'm a little impatient with that. So that's where I'm at with
more
that.
patient than most on that. We talked about this parcel, and it's in a conservation easement, correct?
Correct.
And
Yes.
I remember when we recorded on that for the land podcast, there were some
Yes.
people like, that was dumb. You can't do anything with it. So right there is a misconception to point out that
For sure.
you are able to do a lot of different things on that piece.
For sure. They've been awesome. The conservancy that has the easement that we purchased the property from, very laid back, very awesome. They check the property once a year. I'm double checking stuff with them right now, everything I do. And they're like, this is great. Thanks for reaching out. Nobody ever calls us. I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe I don't have to call you. And I already had like a habitat plan that I made submitted to them before we even bid on the property. So I already know I'm clear to do a lot of stuff. It's been very easy. And I'm going to go in there and take a bunch of trees out this fall. And it's all part of the plan. They're okay with it. I'm going to put in food plots. They're okay with it. Yeah, so I think it's just a misconception. I mean,
sure.
I get the point where you don't want anybody telling you what to do on your own ground that you paid for. I fully understand that, fully support that.
But you're able to get it at a much larger discount.
$100,000 less for the property in that area. And
when your highest
our goals are the same.
Yeah, your highest and best use is to enjoy it and deer hunt it.
Yeah, and not develop it.
Exactly.
And that's what they want too.
Yeah.
They want to protect erosion. They want to protect the watershed. They don't want to develop it. They want to keep it a pristine northern woodland. I'm like, yes, 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 and yes.
Deal, yeah.
So that's where we're at with that.